press start already?
Yeah.
Damn.
Ready?
Hold up, I'm still saying this shit up, bro.
Shit, now.
Good. Alright. Damn, this nigga just starting the shit without even...
Action.
Redo it, dude. Alright, what's good with y'all YouTube? It's your boy Blends by Chop, and today, man, we back with another video. Today, I got my boy with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey man, it's your boy Barry, man. You already know what it is. Legion Visions, representative, designer, all that. Businessman.
Yup. So today, man, you about to drop some gems on y'all, man. About to give them a whole haircut. What you about to get today? A temp? High temp?
Yeah, high temp, you know what I'm saying? Just shape up the bed and everything, cut this down a little bit. That's pretty much it.
Alright, bet. So before the video even start, I need everybody to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, man. My boy about to drop some gems while I give him a crispy cut. Blends by Chop, let's go. Alright, yeah, so... Man, what you do, man? Go ahead and tell the people what you do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, basically, you know, I'm a designer, clothing designer. I sew, design, graphic design, creative directing, and yeah, just CEO, man, and owner of my company. It's pretty much it, what I do on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, how long you been running your own brand for and running the company for?
Running the brand for probably like, I'll say five years seriously. But I started back probably like I made the brand probably like 2016.
Right.
Yeah, but I ain't started like really taking it serious till like 2018, 19, I'd say.
What made you start your business? You know what I'm saying? Around that time, like how old were you?
Shit, I think I was probably like 21. Yeah, around like 2021. It was a decision between basically like playing basketball or like start my own business. And my mindset was just kind of like, all right, like, are you gonna, you know, take this serious? Cause me and my bro had already made up the brand name and stuff like that. And I basically was just like, all right, do I want to play ball or do I want to, you know, do something that I'm gonna thank myself for like years down the line and get to this money, you feel me?
And this is your clothing line, bro?
Yeah, for the clothing brand.
So that's the first business that you started.
So actually, it's funny how I got into it was because I was doing, you know, I had to do a couple business ventures. Like my bro had came to me with some business proposal, but it was like something like I don't know if you heard of them little pyramid schemes like ACN and you know, all that type of stuff like that. And basically came to me with something like that in Amway. That's the one I did, Amway. And I was doing that business, but I really couldn't control like the outcome.
So touch on that. Like, what exactly is it like?
So it was basically like a business where you get people and then you get more money. Like you keep getting people to the team and they keep encouraging you, oh, get more people, get more people. And I just didn't like that, like, you know.
Like a Forex?
Yeah, like a Forex. And it kind of, but only different thing is it was just dealing with like retail and like selling stuff and stuff like that. So I couldn't really control my outcome, I feel like. And so I was just like, I need to do something that I feel like I'm good at and I could put the work in and see the outcome. So clothing was like the one thing I always was kind of interested into. So I just tried it and I was cool at it. So I was like, let me work at this real quick.
For the past 5 years, you've been working on that brand.
Yeah, I say for the past 5 years, sometimes consistently, sometimes, you know, inconsistently just because of the learning gap and having to go through like certain ups and downs as far as, you know, money and knowing what to do and resources, manufacturers and stuff like that. So some things kind of held me up here and there, but kept pushing through it, so.
Yeah. What's some advice that you can give to somebody that's trying to start their clothing line? Like, what was the first steps that you took to get your first idea or vision out within your clothing line?
I say the first step really honestly is, you know, figuring out your why. I say why you want to do it, because just like any other business, when you first get into it, it's not just going to be all, you know, sunshine and rainbows and stuff like that. And I know having a clothing brand right now is kind of popular, but people don't really know, you know, the work that goes into it, even on the business end until you kind of get into it. But I basically say know your why, and then once you get into it, be innovative. You know, find your market because a lot of people just gonna copy each other. You know, so find what you want to do, and I'll say just go after it. You know, you're not gonna know everything when you first start. Just start. You know, you're not gonna have all the equipment, you're not gonna have all the resources, but you know, if you build brick by brick, day by day, and do all you can in that one day, then yeah, you're gonna be further off than if you were sitting there trying to plan, and get stuck in a phase, you know, they call analysis paralysis, where you just kind of just analyzing what you need to do versus doing it. So I'll say, yeah, just getting started, and you know, you'll make your falls, and you'll get back up, and you know, analyze and keep it moving.
All right. What makes you stand out? That other clothing lines don't do or other brands don't do. Like, how do you carry yourself that makes you stand out from other brands or other people around you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think the thing that makes me stand out, honestly, is I feel like one, my creativity. I'm not really like I don't really feel like the concepts and stuff that I use. I really like other brands, and I kind of have my own. We got our own, you know, saying. We got our own type of team. I got my own type of style, and yeah, I kind of just do what I feel versus like, you know, what is everybody saying what to do, like saying to do and stuff like that. So following the market, but at the same time, just like changing it up a little bit. Another thing is, you know, I can sew. I can do a little bit of everything. So graphic design, sew, pattern making. I can do a little bit of everything. So it's not just like a one-dimensional. And I could draw, like my last piece that I made, like I drew that by hand on my iPad. So yeah, I can do a little bit of everything. So I think that's what kind of separates us, and having a story behind the brand as well, and you know, a message basically.
What would you say the story and message is behind your brand?
Well, Legion Visions is really just all about different perspectives in life. Like having a better perspective in life. Like right now, you know, in life, a lot of times our emotions are up and down by where we feel like we're at in life. So, you know, with the Legion Visions, we're basically just encouraging people like, you know, instead of having the perspective of like, dang, you know, things ain't looking up for me in this moment, and feeling like, you know, you can't get better and you can't do better and you can't see outside the situation you're in, is basically just having a faith and a vision, you know, paradise of the better going forward. And then, yeah, so that's basically what it is. Just basically having a true vision of what you really want and not being stuck in the now, but, you know, looking towards the future and know that things will get better.
Interesting, man. Hey, man.
Yeah, so that's having a Legion vision. That's having the Legion vision, being able to see that. Not everybody got that. That's why one of our hashtags is like visionaries only, because, you know, we like to go after the people that can see those things that others can't see. You feel me? So
How important is marketing?
marketing is very, 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 very important. I always tell people, you see brands every day, big brands, billion-dollar companies. You can't go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you can't go on nothing without seeing some form of marketing. And if those people are making billions of dollars doing that, then as a smaller business, you got to think about like, how can I skip a day of marketing? You know, because if they're doing it and they don't really have to, like McDonald's, you still see their marketing. Do you think they have to market? Yeah, I mean, like people already know their name, know their brand, but guess what? They're marketing every day, pouring millions and billions into marketing. So as a smaller brand, marketing is key, and consistently marketing is key. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Big facts.
What's some of the lessons you learned from your journey running a clothing brand for 5 years and running a separate business? What did you say you had a business with?
Yeah, I have another business named Creative Control. So basically, you can order your clothes, garments. We basically give you the creative control to design your pieces and on the site and get them shipped to you from anywhere.
How long you been doing that for?
So that just launched last month. So I got my team on that. So yeah, we're gonna start promoting a little bit more and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's been up for like a month, so it's kind of new. But I've been made that business concept in 2020 though.
So you made the concept in 2020.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so 3 years later,
Yeah.
what were the steps to build it up to where it is now? Like getting it started, promoting it, getting people to book with your services. Like it took you 3 years.
Yeah.
I want people to understand that it takes time to achieve what you really want to do in any career. So 3 years later, what did you learn in that 3 years to get your business where it is now? Even though it's still starting and it's
Yeah.
growing, what did you learn in the 3 years or the lessons that you had to encounter to get where you at now?
Well, to piggyback off kind of what you said, like within those 3 years, the reason why it took me 3 years, because I went through, different web developers, and I went through, friends, wanting to, you give people opportunities, and you're like, okay, bro, I'm gonna pay you instead of paying someone else, to do the work. My money good. I'm like, all right, cool, and I kind of had, one of my people's working on the site, and then it went from it's supposed to be done in 2 weeks. It actually ended up extending like past 2 weeks, probably like months on end. And I'm not a person that's breathing down anybody back. I wanted just full transparency. That's just how I am. And that it was no transparency. Start the duck. And basically I had to take them off the project because there was just no communication. And so I had to go through multiple different website developers to get the website up, and then just all the small things people don't think about, shipping, the weight, management, team roles, because I don't just run that company by myself. I am the CEO, but I have to put people in roles and stuff like that. So oftentimes when you're the person that's doing those roles and in charge of all of that, the business only moves as fast as, as you can make it move. But I was doing my other brand as well. So everything lined up, and, now it's out. But some of the trials and tribulations that I went through was just like, people, working with different people, people not being serious, and just simple things that you always going to encounter. So just had to learn things by, doing things yourself, and learning that sometimes, even if it's friends or, business partners, you do have to have a good balance between being cool with someone and being friends and then business, like when business is happening, business is business, and that's just what it is at the end of the day. And can't cut people slack just because you know them or they cool people. It's like you gotta be able to separate the two, or else you'll be left behind. And
You feel like you need to isolate yourself in order to grow?
Oh, most definitely. I feel like a lot of people don't isolate themselves enough, and I honestly believe that silence, just a lot of silence and time with yourself, kind of helps you learn yourself and who you are as a person and an individual, and kind of just you can hear your thoughts and what you kind of desire versus like just what your friends and peers desire. I feel like that's why isolation is key, because sometimes you can get the homeboy syndrome or the friend syndrome, and you only want to move as fast as your friends. When in reality, you want to be a certain place at a certain time, but not everybody's on that type of timing. So you got to be able to see when you're being restricted by who you're around versus people that are actually letting you grow and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. What you said earlier about like getting a web developer, that was interesting. I didn't even know that you had to go through all of that to
Oh yeah.
like run a business like that. Like
Yeah.
so like what's the steps in order to find a web designer? Like if somebody wanted to start a business similar to you, like how do you find the resources necessary? Like did you have to pay somebody to learn the information you got, or did you just have to search it up? Like what did you do?
Well, the funny thing is, like, the difference between now and then, like, when I kind of first started is, like, the resources that are available now, like, just solely through social media. I didn't, when social media first started to get hot, that's when I kind of started my brand. And so I'll say the biggest thing, if you want to find like anything, is just research. I mean, that's what I did when I first started. there wasn't a whole bunch of, you know, Instagram gurus and people trying to sell you courses yet. It was just kind of like, you know, show your brand, and that's pretty much it. So just research. You gotta want to go on Google. There's all different types of places. Fiverr. There's yeah, Fiverr is one of them. What else is another thing I use? You could. There's a whole bunch of freelance websites. Yeah, Upwork. Yeah, that's another one. So yeah, you just gotta go do your research, and there's a lot of people that want to. There's a lot of web developers, graphic designers, but just doing your research. If you really want to do something, you know, you're gonna do the research. But if not, then you know, pay for somebody to pay for it.
Right.
That's what I do. If I see people that don't wanna, you know, they don't wanna put that work in, then all right, just pay me for what I know, you know, and then I could help you out, because you know you gotta let people pay you for your time that you put in throughout the years. So
So I knew you for a minute now, and I know
Yeah.
like along your journey, you used to make your own clothes at one point too.
Yeah.
Can you touch on that? Like, you learned how to sew and all that stuff, right? How to
Yeah.
basically bring your own designs to life. Like, what drove you to figuring out how to do the little stuff by yourself? Because most people not gonna take the time out their day to learn a new skill, or you know what I'm saying. So
Well,
touch on that.
I just kind of had a vision for myself. I was just like, you know, when I first started, I was just kind of like, all right, I know I want to make clothes, but I don't want to just make any type of clothes. I want to be able to make what I'm actually drawing. And I was drawing like more complex pieces than I was able to make because of my limited resources.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, what can I do to, you know, get to where I want to be as a designer? And sewing was one of those things that I looked at. I was like, you know what? Let me try to learn how to do that, because a lot of people don't know how to do that. And it'll make it easier for me to have, you know, for production wise, as in I can still have my manufacturer like bring stuff in, but at the same time I could sew pieces and have pieces, you know, coming out, instead of, you know, that give me the advantage against other designers where they would have to wait for a vendor, manufacturer, and all that stuff. So I just kind of put the work in, learned how to use embroidery machine, sewing machine,
Everything.
serger machine, yeah.
How much does your first sewing machine cost?
Well, my sewing machine, I got a 118 Viking. That was about $500 at the time. Yeah, that was my first sewing machine. It's still going good to this day. So yeah, and that was the best investment I made, because as soon as I made that investment, I mean, I did fashion shows, got paid for fashion shows.
Wow.
And that's the one thing, you know, I just want to let people know, like, definitely don't be scared to invest in yourself, because, you know, a lot of times everybody, you know, it's kind of hard to, like, you know, invest that dollar into something that you know you probably not going to see the money right away, versus, like, you know, if you want to go spend money on this or some, you know, on some girls or some, you know, anything else, some getting fly, whatever the case may be, you know, you gotta be able to put that dollar into yourself, because that's what's gonna take you further in the long haul, versus just being like, ah, man, I don't want to invest this dollar. But you don't get what you put in. So, you know, how much money you put in, don't expect, you know, thousands if you ain't putting hundreds. Don't expect, you know, millions if you ain't putting in thousands. So.
Every appreciate, man. You gotta put in the work, bro.
Already.
Who's some of the people that you met through your brand? Like known faces, public figures.
I met a couple people. Well, mainly, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of my stuff was through social media at first. You know, I had different like models, influencers. You know, I had Young Maul, Atlanta rapper around here. I got my man J Lock. I got some dudes, UK. I got a lot of different people. But that's my main goal right now, is just, you know, getting out there more since I've came to Atlanta. So.
Right, and getting these pieces in artists' hands or people with status, how does that help your business? Like, how did it help your business? Did you see a spike go up in like your promotion, your network, and your marketing? Like, did it go up, or like does it help getting your product in the right hands and marketing it the right way? For clothing lines or anybody in general?
Most definitely. I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna drop a little jewel for y'all. Like, you know, as clothing brand owner or doing anything, your goal should be anytime you drop is to get it in front of new faces every time, like somebody new, because you could post to your audience, but sometimes your audience is your friends and your peers, and they're not necessarily your target audience every time, you know? Sometimes they're just, you know, your friends and supporters. And I know me, you know, I want people to support me because they like what I'm, you know, doing versus just because they're my friends and peers. But to kind of answer your question, artists and influencers probably what kind of boosted my brand up most of the time. Every time I got into an artist's hand, like, and they wore it and they showed love, oh yeah, I got a lot of followers, a lot of motion going on the website, orders and everything like that. So that's always a good, and just building relationships in general, you know. Don't always think that everything has to be a dollar exchange. Sometimes, you know, you got to put your time in and build relationships because you'll reap the benefits in the long run versus, you know, trying to do everything for a dollar amount.
Yep. So how you feel about the DMV?
Man, the DMV is cool, but I definitely feel like for me personally, I had to step out just a little bit just to be exposed to some stuff I haven't been exposed to, like-minded individuals, and just, you know, because here in Atlanta, you know, it's people from all
Everywhere, bro.
from everywhere. So, you know, just different perspectives and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. DMV's still home though, for sure.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
I want to go back and host a conference. Like, I want to make when I get up, I want to go home. See how Earn Your Leisure did Invest Fest and all that. I want to. I'm gonna do my own shit.
Exactly. Pop up, fashion show, all that shit.
Fashion show.
Hell yeah.
What would you want to do for your hometown? One thing that you want to do for your hometown.
Shoot, bro. Honestly, I always just say resources, bro. For real, for real. I feel like when I was in the DMV, I feel like we had resources, but they were limited for sure. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we were smaller market in some areas, and I feel like you know, I would want to just get resources, like as a creative or just anything that you want to get into. 'Cause I feel like a lot of kids only want to get into, you know, those mainstream things such as rapping or hooping or stuff like that, because that's just all they know. And I know for me, I was interested in stuff like science, environmental science, and all this other stuff. So I was like, damn, I didn't even know about this stuff coming up, for real, for real. If I'd have known about that, you know, maybe I could have, you know, been more interested in school a little bit more. I don't know.
Type shit.
But yeah, you just don't know what you don't know. So
Yeah, man. That's true, bro. So anybody from the age of like, let's say like 14 to like 21 and up that wants to start a clothing line, that really wants to start, that they got the vision. What's the advice? What's your advice to the younger version of you? The Barry that had the idea, that thought of the vision, that the dream, saw his dreams, his goals in front of him. You know, what would you go back and tell yourself, or tell anybody that has the same dreams and a vision as you? What's the game?
I'll simply say, like I kind of said a little earlier, I say make a routine. Well, plan out your goals first, you know, and then make a routine what you kind of want to accomplish. And throughout all those days, just take it a day at a time. And if it's learning a skill, then you make sure, you know, every day you learn that skill till you get it down pat, till you could use it. And just stick to your routine. So do everything within that day that you can. That'll help you be where you want to be in the future. You know, so just do daily deposits. And trust your gut. You know, trust your gut. Trust your instinct. And don't be scared to get out your comfort zone. You know, because there's gonna be a point in your life where, you know, life is just gonna be uncomfortable, especially when trying to reach where you wanna go. So that'll be my advice.
You mentioned deposits. What are some like withdrawals you gonna have to make in order to
Oh, okay.
get into it?
Some withdrawals you definitely going to make is sometimes friends, sometimes family, conversations, just having the wrong conversations with the wrong people. You know, some other withdrawals you have to make is changing out like what you're listening to, like who you're listening to, who you're surrounding yourself with, sacrificing time, fun sometimes, sometimes relationships. It just depends on what it is, you know, because with you know, being a part of 1% or people that are successful, you have to make a lot of sacrifices sometimes, and you know, it's not always, you know, ideal and fun and great, you know. So
Yeah.
just get comfortable being uncomfortable and understand that's for a bigger purpose.
Yeah. Sacrifices lead and gains follow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, where do you see yourself in the next
5 years.
5 years, man? Next 5 years.
Next 5 years, definitely see myself owning my warehouse. My machines, having my business creative control and Legion Visions, operating out of the warehouse, doing pop-up shops, more fashion shows, collabs with different brands. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And just, you know, well off, you know, financially in a good spot where I can help others and you know, give the resources back, because I already know how, you know, hard it was for me coming up and not knowing this and not really wanting to, not really having nobody to ask, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's basically my plan, man, to give back and be able to, but you know, you first gotta get yourself there first. So that's where I see myself.
How important is discipline?
Honestly, man, if it wasn't for discipline right now, I wouldn't even like look the way I look, be in the position that I am. And I say that because like when I first came here, I was about like 200 pounds, 203 pounds, whatever. You feel me? Like I was like the fattest I ever was. You know what I'm saying? So discipline is just important, man, because it's gonna help you challenge yourself. And I feel like when you're in, you know, the deep waters of the unknown and you putting in work and you staying consistent, when the motivation isn't there, you're always gonna end up in a better situation, always. And you're also doing the things that, you know, majority of people don't want to do.
Right.
And like I said, that's why if you want to be part of that 1%, 9%, whatever it is, that's what you gotta do, discipline, or stop talking about it, you know?
Facts.
For real.
Gee. It's a good game, man. Hey, man. Y'all see that boy looking clean, man?
Oh, man, Chop got me right, man. If you're not in Atlanta, man, you're not coming to my man Chop, man, you messing up, man. You messing up.
out, bro. I don't know what y'all doing, man.
Already.
You know, about to take over. My boy about to take over, man.
Already.
Support his brand. You know, follow him on Instagram. Follow him on all social medias. You know what I'm saying? He got the heat coming.
Yeah, follow me at Legion Visions on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, everything. You know what
I
I'm
thought I was the only one that used Pinterest. You use Pinterest?
I use Pinterest.
I thought I was the only one that used this shit.
Yeah, man.
I got on Pinterest a little late though, but I'm fucking with Pinterest. Pinterest is where it's at.
Threads.
Yeah, all that, bro.
And y'all, like, for real, bro, like, learn how to market y'all businesses, bro, for real. That's the only way y'all gonna grow. Like, my boy everywhere. You gotta be everywhere. Your face gotta be everywhere. It's like Soulja Boy. Like,
Yep.
he was everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know what I'm saying? He was on every platform before niggas was even thinking about getting on the platform. So,
Yeah. Definitely don't undervalue or underlook any opportunity just because it's not paid, or, you know, look for the long-term benefits and relationships, and you definitely reap what you sow in the long run.
yeah, learn how to network, man. Learn how to network, bro. You never know who you're gonna meet. Like,
Don't miss an opportunity in opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do it. Everything ain't gotta be planned out all the time. Just do it. Just go out there and just be like, you know what, I'll figure it out.
be prepared. Like get prepared, of course. But like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're not gonna be prepared for every opportunity. Sometimes it's just that opportunity.
Yeah, so like I said, man, appreciate having my boy Barry on here, man.
Already,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Keep chasing y'all dreams, keep getting better. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we just gonna keep growing with time. And yeah, man, I can't really say too much more. It's all love, Lens by Chop. I'm out, man. Y'all already know.
Already.
Sheesh. 5.